everyone has seen at least one of the 20 billion Nintendo Unity / Master of Hyrule videos that are just, who can make it over this giant pit? In other words, who has a good recovery? In other words, who is Villager, and who is not Little Mac? These videos tend to be pretty brain dead, and there's always that extra bit of padding at the end of every single one of these 74 characters segments in order to reach that sacred 10-minute mark. They also tend to have the exact same results every single time, with only a few characters moving between the lines of success and failure. My point is, Villager always succeeds, and Little Mac always fails. Hello YouTube, and welcome to Game for Thought, and today we're going to make a mobility challenge that's actually interesting. We're going to make Little Mac more mobile than Villager. Now, this is going to be quite the challenge because Little Mac and Villager are the two extremes when it comes to mobility. However, by creating an incredibly specific platforming segment that abuses every single difference between Little Mac and Villager, this just might be possible. First, I'm going to establish some rules for myself. The final mobility challenge can end up as anything, but it must be impossible for Villager to complete, while also being possible for Little Mac to complete. The challenge must start on solid ground and end on solid ground. It can use anything that's possible within the stage creator, but touching lava will be considered failure for the purposes of making this possible. Now that the rules are established, we must examine every single difference between the two characters. Okay, perhaps not literally, but if we're going to craft the Eldritch Horror that will be a mobility challenge that Little Mac can beat, we're going to need to exploit everything we possibly can. So, we need to find something that we can exploit. Unfortunately, the disparity between Little Mac and Villager's mobility is so great that Little Mac's maximum height, after using both his jumps and air dodge, is the same height that Villager reaches using only his jumps. Meaning Villager would still have his air dodge by the time that Little Mac is forced to use his specials. So is there any hope then? Well, there's a bunch of stuff that I'm leaving out, namely Villager's balloon mechanics, which become very relevant later on. But now we need to look at Little Mac's super secret mobility option, his wall jump. In case you didn't know, Little Mac can actually wall jump. But he's Little Mac, so it probably won't go anywhere, right? Well, no. Little Mac's wall jump is actually a bit higher than Villager's. It might not show very well in this footage, but trust me, you will see the difference for yourself soon enough. This opens up an actual possibility for a platforming segment that only Little Mac can complete. That's right, everyone, we now have our linchpin. It's time to make a custom stage. Yeah, okay, that's enough. I'm just gonna skip to the end result. So, I did a lot of testing and I'm fairly certain that Villager is unable to beat this epic platforming level. Before I give the rundown on why, the challenge starts on the wide grassy platform and ends on the narrow grass. So, here's how this epic showdown goes. I'll use Villager as an example of how to fail. To start off, our two competitors must wall jump up this obnoxiously tall wall. However, due to the placement of the lava at the top, Villager is unable to make it through this first section without burning his air dodge. Next, they must go down this giant pit where they need to burn their double jumps getting to the next section. Neither one can wall jump from one side to the other, so that's not an option. At this point, Villager's wall jumps start to get real weak, real quick. Villager, exhausted of all other options, and with the wall jump too weak to jump this final hurdle, must use his up special to clear the lava. Even if he manages to clear this penultimate obstacle, Villager is unable to get rid of the downward momentum he gains in time to get to the ledge, thus failing the challenge. And before I finally show our champ, yes, the air dodge, double jump, and up B are all forced. There is no way for Villager to get through this challenge that I know of. On the other hand, let me show you how a truly mobile character navigates this. And with that, thanks for watching. If you like this video, why not leave a like? If you have some idea for how a villager might be able to make it through this challenge, try it yourself. I have the stage ID for this masterpiece down in the description. While you're occupied with the fruitless task of trying to make Villager good at going places, leave your thoughts on this video down below in the comments. Do you have any other ideas for stage builder challenges? If you want to see more content like this, subscribe and hit the bell so you can know when my next video goes up. With summer break upon us, I'm going to have a lot more time to devote to YouTube, so you can expect more regular uploads. Once again, thanks for watching, and with that, Game for Thought out.
Red team wins!